हाँ, शुरू कर सकते हैं मैम। ओके, स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं।
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. आपका म्यूट है।
Yes, sir. Yes.
ओके।
Okay. Okay.
ओके, गुड इवनिंग सर।
Good evening. Yes, Brijesh. Yeah, I can see you. Very
Hi, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Yes, we can. Okay, very good evening to all the participants. On behalf of International Ocean International Psychological Association, I welcome you all. Myself, Sneha Jadhav, coordinator for Ocean Brand Center. तो हम सभी participants का स्वागत करते हैं हमारे इस 3D sports and exercise psychology course के लिए. 3Ds are like disease, disorder, and hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes, sorry. It showed me some error on my laptop. I'm sorry about it. So I welcome you all to this evening where we are going to have a very well-known speaker for sports and nutrition. His topic is sports nutrition. So let me introduce our resource person, Mr. Brijesh Nailwal. He's a B.Sc Physical Education, Health Education and Sports Science from IGIPESS, Delhi University, gold medalist. He has worked as fitness consultant branch manager with Healthifyme and Energie Fitness. He was working with MYP PE teacher with DPS International, Gurgaon. Worked as strength and conditioning specialist with Amentum Sports. Pursuing masters in sports science from the University of Jyvaskyla, Finland on 100% tuition free scholarship. So we really have a very good personality with us to share a lot from him. We are going to see, he's going to teach us a lot, I suppose. Yes, Brijesh ji.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for this
So
warm
now
welcome.
I wouldn't take a much long, and I welcome you to this virtual platform. So
Thank you, ma'am.
what do you?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Hi, everyone. Good evening, and welcome you all, and welcome. And thanks again to joining us today. Today, what we are going to learn is about sports nutrition, which will be specific to the general population and for special need as well. I have tried to inculcate as much as I could. Sneha ma'am, can you please share the presentation?
Just a moment. Yeah.
Should I share it, ma'am, if you want me to?
Sorry, sir. One sec.
Yeah, that's good, ma'am.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, so as I've already told you that today we will be discussing about the sports nutrition. And before that, I would like to tell you, ma'am, there is someone in the waiting room. Okay, I have accepted. Okay, so yes, so today we are going to discuss about sports nutrition, and my name is Brijesh Nailwal, as Sneha ma'am has already introduced me. Can you go to the next slide, ma'am? Yeah, so sports nutrition, an overview of nutrition for athletes, including their special nutrition and hydration needs. Just as we all know that being a sports person, being an athlete is not an easy task. We need to have many things taken care of. For example, first thing as we are talking about today is nutrition. We have to take care about training. We have to take care of our relaxation. We have to take care about our injuries which every sports person is prone to. And when we are talking about the special need or special Olympics athletes, then what happened is the sports nutrition becomes more important. So now let me take you through some very important points that why is nutrition important for athletes. So in today's world, what is happening is that many athletes which I have met, they did not much focus, never much focus on their nutrition part, and that lead them to an injury or lead to decline in their performance or not achieving the target that they wanted to. So now what is happening is, now let me explain you why nutrition is important for athletes. So first thing is fueling the body for performance. So our body is like a machine, and every machine has its own fuel. For example, if we say about car, then car needs CNG, car needs petrol, car needs diesel to run. Same as our body is a machine, and we need fuel for it to make it perform some task or our day-to-day task. Okay, so this fuel comes from our diet, our nutrition. That is the first thing why nutrition is very important for athletes. Now, for performance, in the cases of athletes, it is the performance of the sports performance, like if they are participating in some kind of event or some kind of competition. Okay, now over to the optimizing recovery between workouts. So the number one reason for the athletes to get injured is less recovery. So to optimize that recovery between the workouts, we need a proper nutrition plan. Okay, we need a good nutrition and a proper diet plan to recover from the small traumas that we have given ourselves between the training. Okay, for that thing we do need workouts. Now coming on to the third thing, as I've already told you, reducing risk of injury and illness. So if an athlete is not taking enough nutrients in their body, if he is not well versed with his diet, then there are very high risk of injury and illness to that particular athlete. I'm talking about from a athlete who is participating in zonal, district, or state, till an athlete who is an elite, who is training at Olympics or nationals or internationals. Okay, every athletes need to take care of its nutrition to be risk-free of injury. Now coming on to this last thing, monitoring signs of disorders. Now disorders means that if the athletes is gaining some kind of weight, sudden gain in weight or a sudden decrease in weight, or if he is abusing some kind of supplements or steroids, which I don't want to talk about right now. Okay, so this is the other thing, that is monitoring signs of disorders. Sneha, please change. Yeah. So first thing first, let's talk about the nutrition. Okay. So what we have done is we have divided our nutrients into three parts. First is macro, then it's micro, and then it is what? Okay, now first let's talk about the macronutrients. So as it says macro, it means the one which is needed in major amount. Okay, so macronutrients have three types: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Okay, we all have heard these three things somewhere: carbohydrates, proteins, or fat. Now let's talk about in depth, like why we need carbohydrates, protein, and fats, and all these macronutrients in our daily life. So first thing is carbohydrates, as it is written, main source of energy. Now carbohydrates gets broken down in our body to form glucose, and that glucose is used to generate energy, is used to produce energy that helps you to perform tasks in day-to-day life or in any kind of competition or whatever task we are talking about, from your heart beating to your breathing to your mind thinking to you picking up some glass of water. Everything needs energy, and this energy main source is carbohydrates in our body. So for that reason, carbohydrates are very, very, very important for an athlete. And when it comes to an athlete, why is it more important? Why its importance become why importance increase? The reason behind that is that you are doing much harder work than a normal person, than a normal human being, because you are purposefully training your body and giving your muscles micro trauma to get bigger, to get stronger, and to be more efficient. Okay, so that is the reason why an athlete needs a good amount of carbohydrates, a good source of carbohydrates in a diet. Now let's talk about the protein. I'm pretty sure if you are an athlete, then you must have heard about this thing called protein. Now, protein has a lot of things around it. Like many people say many things about protein. Now, protein. Why we need proteins? First and foremost reason, the most important reason is that it helps our muscle to repair and grow. This is what we need. If I have done some kind of if I have done some kind of training, or if I have done some kind of workout in the evening, then or in the morning, at whatever time, I do need protein. And that's not all. We just not only need protein for just repairment or repairing of our body. There are many other functions that protein, that amino acids, which when protein is broken down, it is converted into amino acids. So amino acids are important. There are different types of proteins in our body that has different functions. So for the protein that we are talking about, is the protein helps in muscle repair and growth. So that is why the major the most important thing, another very most important thing for a nutritionist is to maintain athlete's protein level. Okay, now I am giving you a borderline, a very minimal amount that is needed for every person. That is 1 gram per kg of your body weight. Okay, so this is for general population I am talking about. Suppose I am a person who is not doing any kind of physical activity or is not into very hard labor. If my daily intake is 1 gram per kg of my body weight, then it is enough for me. Okay, that is the minimum amount I'm talking about. So for example, if I have 60 kg, my body weight is 60 kg or 70 kg, then the minimum amount of protein I should be taking is around 60 to 70 grams. 60 to 70 grams of protein in a day I'm talking about. Okay, if you are an athlete, I personally will suggest you to go at least 1.5 gram per kg of your body weight, or go around 2 or 1.8. Okay, this is a very important thing that all of you should take care of. Okay, now the third important thing, that is fat. Now, fat is another very important source of very important plays a very important role in macronutrients. Okay, and also plays a very important part in our body as well. Yes, fats, if taken in very high amounts, can lead to weight gain, but it is another important source of energy and very important part of hormone regulation. Okay, because majority of your hormones are made by cholesterol, which is a type of fat only. Okay, so cholesterol is needed to make to produce different types of hormones, and for that particular reason we need fats, a good fat. Okay, so there is a much confusion. Many times there is confusion about this thing, that is HDL good for us or is LDL good for us? So what happened is, if your body has more amount of LDL and less amount of HDL, so what will happen is that your cholesterol level will increase, and we can see that plaque forming inside our blood vessels. So for example, if this is a blood vessel, then you will see some plaque, a yellow sticky substance that summits around the inside our vessels, and that blocks our blood flow, and this is one of the major reason of heart attack. Okay, so this is what we don't need in our body. We need good amount of HDL. So LDL and HDL both have their function. So what LDL do is, LDL takes the good cholesterol fat from the liver to our organs, and HDL work is to bring that cholesterol and fat bring to the liver. So what will happen if suppose I am saying that so say there is a point A and there is a point B. So LDL has 20, consider LDL as 20 buses. So LDL has 20 buses, and it is taking it is moving every minute with 20 buses. Okay, but from this side, HDL has only 2 buses, and it is coming from point B to point A with just 2 buses. So what will happen is, the passengers that LDL took from point A, of 18 buses, will be submitted somewhere here and will form a plaque. That what we don't need. So a good amount of fats are required, but make sure that you don't have much higher levels of LDL and VLDL, that is less density lipoprotein. Okay, so this is what we need. Now can you please change to the next slide? Yes, Daniel, I'll take the questions after the presentation, please. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, now coming on to the micronutrients. So in micronutrients, we have vitamins and minerals. So what vitamins and minerals do to our body is, they helps us in different processes that is required in our body. So we all have seen, like for example, vitamin C, it is very much required for your health. Vitamin D is required for your bone density and your bone health. Vitamin E for your eyes, vitamin and for brain as well. Omega-3 is also there, which is a very important supplement for brain. I'll tell you again. There is calcium, which is very much needed for your bone health, and there is iron that is necessary for oxygen transport. Okay, so these are the micronutrients that generally, these micronutrients requirement is completed from your diet only, if you are taking a good, well balanced, healthy diet. Okay, if you are taking a good, well balanced, healthy diet, then you don't have to take separate supplements to complete your micronutrients requirements. Okay, can you please change? Okay, so what does the research say about it? About what? So I was just going through a research paper, research study basically. So it was done on autistic child. So so they were checking that what happens if they give a normal diet, a normal balanced diet to an autistic child, to autistic children, and what will happen if they will give a balanced diet to normal children, okay, who don't have any symptoms of autism. So what they found is that there are very significant differences in their nutritional and metabolic status there is vitamin insufficiency. Okay, what they found was that there are insufficient vitamins. The body is not able to digest or absorb vitamin from the food, so there is vitamin insufficiency in the body of an autistic child. Okay, now this vitamin insufficiency varies from the in the spectrum of the autism also. Okay, if it stands higher on the autism spectrum, then these things will get increased and will be in a much worse condition. Okay, so they found this. Now the another thing which was very important for me was reduced capacity for energy transport, sulfation, and detoxification. Okay, so we always talk about energy detoxification. This is one of the hot topics in our fitness industry, that what is detoxification. So what detoxification means is that our body produce some substances that hinder our growth, hinder our repairment of our body, and hinder various functions that is done on day-to-day basis in our body. So if the body's system is not working perfectly in perfect condition, then the body gets some toxification inside it that can lead to hamperment of some conditions, some processes in our body. So this was this was found in the study that the autistic children has less or reduced capacity for this detoxification, and for the energy transport as well. So what do you mean by energy transport? Now this is, there is physiology in it, and it is related to a supplement. I'll just explain it. So we get energy from the cells. Cells are transported inside the blood, and there is a substance called iron that is responsible for your hemoglobin, right? Iron deficiency. So what happen is that if a person has deficiency of iron inside it, then he feels or she feels lethargic, right? If Sneha ma'am is here, I would like to ask her also that she must have felt some drowsiness or a lousiness when she has less amount of iron or a low RBC rates
Yes,
yes. Yeah, so in females, when they are menstruating, this is the time when they feel mostly this, that they feel lethargic, they feel breathlessness sometime. So why is this reason? Because the blood is not transported that much, and the RBCs are not there to provide energy to the body, to the muscles, to perform that particular task. Okay, so this leads me to my next topic, please, ma'am. And can you please forward it? Yeah. So these just back. Yes. So these are the 3 supplements that I have found for our athletes with special needs. Okay. First is vitamin B complex. There are many vitamin B like B12, B6, B3, which is required for a person. My suggestion for them is to give them vitamin B complex as a supplement if needed. Okay, but do consult with the with a physician or his dietitian before giving it. The second most important is vitamin D and omega-3. I will keep vitamin D and omega-3 in an equal space, because what happened is omega-3 helps you in developing helps you in functioning of your brain. Okay, and if we are talking about special needs athletes, then omega-3 is a must supplement, if you will see the prescription for any of any OT, occupational therapist, or any other dietitian, or any other physician to a special athlete, the first thing you will notice in supplements will be their omega-3. Okay, this is a supplement which will help you to not reduce the condition, but will help you to manage the condition of your athlete. And here also it is very important that you should know your athlete's condition. you should be very much familiar, and you should know in depth the condition about your athlete, what he or she has, how she reacts or he reacts with some diets or some things. Okay, I won't go into that detail because it's not my area. So this is the thing that does help, that will help you. I'm pretty sure about it. Okay, now the another thing what I have researched and study about the special needs is that if it's possible, then try to give them a gluten-free and a casein protein-free diet. Okay, and try to keep them away from sugary things. For example, fruits that have if we ingest them and it shoots our the sugar level. Okay, try to keep them away from these kinds of fruit. For example, right now the seasonal fruit is mango. Try to avoid giving it your special needs children. If someone has autism or ADHD, then it is much important to keep them away from this particular fruit, because it has very high amount of sugars. What happen is, once the child consume it, there is a sugar rush inside the body, and he or she becomes hyperactive at that time. So try to avoid this particular fruit. I'm very sure about it. Please do avoid this. And another one is watermelon, which is another seasonal fruit. They both have high sugars in them, and there is a sugar rush when you will ingest them. So try to avoid them. If the person have ADHD, surely do it. Okay. This was all recommendation from my side, omega-3. And yes, try to use a gluten-free. I don't know what is the connection between it, but I have studied many articles and research papers that there is some connection between is that there was a OT therapist and there was a nutritionist who was writing down the article, and they told they written in that article that around 35 to 45% of their clients conditions improve or get stable. The special needs clients condition improve or get stable when they shifted to a gluten-free and casein protein-free diet. So this is one of my recommendation for all the coaches who are present here, and has come here for some kind of information. So this is one recommendation from my side that you should do. And if you need what kind of food have less this casein protein and all these things, then I'll suggest you an article that there is a list all of the products that have less casein protein and less gluten also. Ma'am, can you please change? Now, the another important thing, the third macronutrient, fourth macronutrients, which is very much required for our body, is water. Hydration for athletes. Hydration for athletes is very much needed and is very important during, before, after, whatever time. It is very important to take care of your hydration level. Okay. Now, another thing is, while you are working out, while you are training, you by yourself or you are as a coach helping another child to work in their training, you must take care of their fluid balance. Okay. You should be very much observant of the surroundings, of the environment of the child. You have to observe your athlete. If he or she is sweating too much, if the environment is too much humid, and if you feel that the person needs some water break kind of stuff, you should give them. Don't hesitate. It is a very important thing. What happen, coming on to the third point, what will happen if you won't give them a good amount of fluid? So what will happen is, when there is a lack of fluid in your body, first thing will happen is cramp. Okay, the bone, the muscle gets dry. Okay, the fluid is uh, fluid is thrown out from the body in form of sweat. Okay, what will happen when sweating will get when you will have sweating? It will lead in decline of your electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. All these are electrolytes. Okay, so for that particular thing, you need to replace electrolytes which has been lost in sweat, and this can be done by an electrolyte drink, or you can just make if you can't afford it, then just make a lemonade juice. That is another thing that you can take instead of an electrolyte water bottle. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Next slide, please. Okay, now I was seeing some hands raising over here. Can you guys please now raise your hand and ask me those questions? We can remove it.
Can I stop sharing?
Yeah, ma'am, you can.
Wonderful things, Brijesh ji. Very nicely you have thrown light on many areas of sports and nutrition. So I wish there are few questions from participants. So please raise your hand and feel free to ask. Yes, who's the first one?
Any questions, please? You can just raise your hands and just ask, or unmute yourself and ask the question, please.
Yes, Vijay. You want to ask question?
Madam, good evening, madam. I am Vijay Daniel from Tamil Nadu, madam.
Yes.
The normal athlete diet is different in para Olympic athlete and in special Olympic athlete. They are following the normal athlete protocol diet.
Okay, so if we are talking about normal athletic diet or Paralympic athletic diet or Special Olympic athletic diet, so it is like if I will say that I am making someone follow same workout plan of a bodybuilder, of a high jumper to a golfer. All the three categories are different, so the requirement is totally different. First thing is that. Now, second thing is, even if two players are there who are participating in the same competition, in the same event, in as same weight category, their nutritional requirement will be different. Okay, because nutrition is very specific person to person. The requirement is very specific from person to person, and also the need is very specific from person to person. Okay, I am 70 kg. I play baseball. Another athlete who is 70 kg and plays same baseball and plays baseball, his diet and my diet will be completely different, because there are many factors that affects your diet. For example, I am and he's the person, we are same weight, same game, same, everything is same, but I have an injury. Okay, my diet plan, my workout plan says that I won't be doing any kind of physical activity or any kind of workout. So if the other person is taking 2500 calories, will I be taking 2500 calories? No, because I am not doing that kind of work which he is doing. Okay, if I am a baseball player of same weight, but I am playing at international levels and he is playing at state levels. Okay, though the nutritional requirement should be same, but it won't be. Okay, for example, in state level practices, the intensity won't be that much. But when we are talking about international level athlete practices, then the intensity is there. where we are training at 90%, 95% of our highest intensity, of our maximum output. So the diet means you can't, yes, you can't, you don't change the thing that you're eating. For example, Paralympics, Special Olympics, or a normal athlete can take boiled eggs after their workout plan. That will be same for everyone, but the amount will vary. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I hope
Okay,
I'm clear
sir.
now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Vijay.
One more question, sir.
Yes, Devendra.
You were talking about that one Lay's casein protein.
Yeah, casein protein.
I think casein is found in milk.
Yes, it's found in milk.
So, but in the market there are a lot of products and whey protein, something that is also product of milk only, I think.
Exactly.
So how
yes, that's what I was telling at the time, that it is a bit difficult to go on a gluten-free and casein protein-free diet. So what you have to do is you have to transfer yourself or change the whole diet to specific products. For example, fish. For example, meat. Okay. For example, eggs. For example, soya. These are the things in which you won't get casein protein, but you will be completing, you will be getting your required protein amount that you need in a day. Okay, it is difficult. I'm not saying it is easy to be on a casein less diet or gluten-free diet. Gluten-free is still a bit easy because there are now things you can easily get gluten-free pasta, you can easily get gluten-free atta also. I think I have read it somewhere. So yeah, it is possible for gluten-free, but casein-free is bit difficult. And with casein-free protein, what will happen is you will have to supplement it. Why? Because you are not getting vitamin D. You are not getting calcium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you say about this one commercial products?
See, if you have a special athlete, my suggestion will be to keep the diet as organic as possible as you can. Keep it as organic as you can, because the amount of nutrients that you will get in an purely organic diet that it can't be beaten by any kind of products that is available in the market.
Secondly,
even if they are fortified with number of vitamins and minerals.
Right. Agree. And one more thing, there is also something known as some misunderstanding, or what we call it. People say that the vegetarian foods are incomplete diet. What do you say about that?
Yeah, that is a myth.
It's,
That is a myth. It is a myth that vegetarian diets don't have enough protein. Okay, so I will give you one good example here.
Right.
I don't consume meats on Tuesday. That is my perspective. Okay, that I follow. So if I have done a workout on Tuesday, then what will I have? I don't have a protein powder. I don't have eggs. I don't have meat. What will I have? So what I do is there is black gram sprouts that is available on Safal shops. It is in Delhi. I don't know if it's available in south side Mumbai or Maharashtra. I don't know. So there is black gram sprouts. It comes in the quantity is 120 grams, and it gives me 20 to 24 grams of protein.
Okay.
Which is equivalent of having 4 whole eggs.
4
whole eggs, because
Okay.
one egg has 6 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's equivalent of having 4 whole eggs, 120 things, and I just experiment with it. So this is just one example I am giving you. There is another example. For example, you have soya chunks. Okay. What I do is I just let them soak some water for about half an hour. Okay. Squeeze the water out of it. one half spoon of ghee,
Okay.
magic masala, Maggi, and just roast them. And there you have 22 grams of protein to 25 grams of protein again. Just 2 meals I have told you, and you have completed 50 grams of protein. If you are an athlete of 60 grams, then you have done 45 to 50% of your protein intake in just 2 meals.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so it is possible to have these kinds of diets, these kinds of products in your diets, but you have to be more creative. Why people are not able to follow this vegetarian diet is it's basically a bit boring. Like you are not able to experiment much with it. Suppose if I tell you about eggs, if there is someone vegetarian, so what he or she can do, he can eat it boiled eggs, half
Okay.
fry, curry,
Egg burji.
in many ways you can consume eggs, but when it comes to same with soya, then it is a bit difficult. Okay, so that's why you have to be you should be willing to follow a vegetarian diet and also be experimental about it.
One more thing. What exactly omega-3?
So what omega-3 does is it helps your brain to brain in numerous ways, numerous possible ways. For example, there is something called brain plasticity. So what will happen is, suppose I have learned something today. I have read something today, very important.
Okay.
So my brain will create new channel of neurons inside my brain. Okay, my body will create new channel of neurons inside my brain. So for those channels to create those new channels, because I have learned something new and my brain need to store it. So I need more connections of neurons in my brain. So for those making those connections, we need it is also a bodily process, and for that we need good amounts of nutrient, and one of the major nutrient for that is omega-3. So now coming on to the athletic part. Suppose I have learned something new. Suppose I have learned, I'll take a very basic game of cricket. Okay, today I have learned how to do an outswing. Okay, now in outswing, I have learned how to keep my finger, what should be my wrist position, what should be my release. It's a very new thing from my brain. So my brain will make these kinds of neural connections to keep it inside my brain, and this repetitive thing, making of neurons, and these repetitive things, this creates what? This creates muscle memory. We all have talked about or have listened about muscle memory. What is muscle memory? You can perform the same thing even if your eyes are closed, and the ball will go directly at that place. So this will be this all these things which is related to the brain. Omega-3 helps in it.
What are the sources?
Omega-3, I will suggest you to take it in supplemental form.
Is it also
majorly it is available in your fish, but I will suggest you to take it from supplement form. It is much easier, less costly, and easy, and the absorption rate is good.
vegetarian source? Any vegetarian source?
Omega-3, I don't think, I'm not able to think right now any vegetarian source.
I think
walnuts will be a good source of omega-3. Dry foods, yes, you are saying, right? Dry foods, walnuts, nuts, yes, nuts, all these. Yes, you will be able to get, but that the amount won't be that much. That is the issue.
Okay. Ratio, I think we need to have more.
Yes, so that will be much better if you will take it in a supplemental form.
Okay, it's better to supplement.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Devendra. Anyone else?
Really a wonderful session.
Thank you so much, Devendra. Thank you so much.
Can I get your number?
Yeah, sure, you can. Snevam, can you provide him or should I just drop it in the chat box?
Yes, sure. I am putting it on the chat
Okay.
for everyone so that you can get connected to Brijesh.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
The omega-3, I think chia seeds are also very helpful.
Yes, ma'am.
If the children, if your athletes are eating with fruits, okay, on fruit, so chia seeds you can add on it. They can have along with it because the chia seeds खाओगे तो they may not like that. That is one more better option. Okay, any other questions? Anyone would like to ask?
I was getting some hands from Daniel at that time. I muted him.
So any question? I think
Yeah, I
no
have
question.
already. Yeah, I have shared the number on the group chat box में है. Those who are willing to get connected with nutritionist, you can.
And also share WhatsApp group.
Yes. One sec.
So
Yeah,
I
those
think
are those are willing to get connected with the WhatsApp group. You can join this. I'll share the link on this group.
okay, good session. Thank you, sir. I
Thank
think
you so much, sir.
good participants. So I think end the session.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you on behalf of Ocean Brine Center. Brijesh, it was really wonderful and बहुत ही अच्छा ये रहा है. So I hope everyone would definitely like it and do watch us on YouTube. Those who have missed it, this recorded session will be like you can watch it on YouTube. And thank you everyone. Thank you Ocean Kamlesh sir, the director of Ocean Brine Center.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for having me here.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session. Thank you.